10.
Sorry, you wanted to say something?
Rav, I wanted to ask about the order of the work with the picture of reality. In the excerpt we read now, excerpt number 10, the last sentence by Bala Sulam is rather, it is all done by the Creator. So in terms of working with the image of reality, here in Israel on Shabbat, we received a blow that has never occurred before, a terrible massacre that only from one moment to the next we realize what happened. That's the image of reality.
Right.
Next, what should I do with it now? Should I tell myself it was done by the Creator?
And that's besides him.
So please arrange me. What's the correct order, the sequence of relating to it? I have this terrible picture. What next?
The same people that want to come closer to the Creator, to open up the attitude towards Him, like from the Creator to the created being, and from the created being to the Creator. They don't see any other reason, any other cause other than the Creator. That's one thing. Second, when the Creator does things that can seem to us as horrific, and He does that, there is none else besides Him. But a person should say that it all comes from the Creator and it's all for good. That's all. Anything else, Oren?
This last sentence, say that the Creator does everything and it is all for the good, for the better.
Yes, also that is for the better, for good. That's why when we receive a blow, we need to identify that the blow comes to us because we didn't prepare ourselves for the degree of this blow, and that is why we feel it, on the one hand. And on the other hand, we need to reach a state that we're willing to thank the Creator for everything He did, even for the worst possible things, that it all came for our benefit. And our goal, our purpose in each and every strike is to rise above this blow, this towards the same hand which is giving these blows.
Yes. What does it mean to rise to this hand that strikes us?
To kiss the hand. Just as you would if you would receive only goodness from it. So you need to be grateful for the bad as for the good.
Why?
Because it only seems to you as bad, but really it is good. You feel bad because there isn't equivalence of form between the Creator and part of your qualities.
להמשיך רב את השאלה של אורן.
To continue Oren's question.
להרגיש שזה ממנו זה אפשרי.
Feel that it comes from him is possible, it is felt, but it's not clear why in such a way.
No, we can't feel the Creator while we receive blows. That is the contradiction between what the Creator does and what a person feels, and then a person is distant from the Creator. But still, we need to determine that the worst possible things, they also come from the Creator, and they only go through our uncorrected qualities, and that is why they seem so bad.
אבל זה אומר שאי אפשר להתעלות כל עוד
But
לא
this
מתגלה
means that
הטוב.
it's impossible
אי אפשר
to
לעלות
ascend
למדרגה
before
הבאה,
the
צריך
good
להתעלות
is revealed. We can't rise to the next degree. It has to be revealed as good.
Yes, but you need to try even when, if you're in a state that you feel bad, we can nevertheless feel that we're receiving it from the Creator, and that is why it's good.
על זה של הרב, אני
There's a
למשל
question about that,
מרגיש,
Rav. I, for
גם
example,
אמרת
feel
על מה שקורה באוקראינה,
you said
לא הם ולא
once
שכרם.
about what's happening
יש לי
in the
בעיה להתקדם
Ukraine, not
בצורה
them,
כזאת.
not the reward.
אני
I have
קשה
a
לי
problem
לקבל את
advancing in such a
ההתקדמות
way. It's difficult for me to accept such an advancement where
כשהבורא
we
מראה
or
לי
I
כאלה
need
דברים,
to
למה אני
advance
צריך על
when the
חשבון
Creator
כזה
is showing
להתקדם?
me such
מה
things?
לעשות עם
Why should
ההרגשה
I
הזאת?
advance with such a calculation, such a way? What to do with this feeling?
Because you haven't corrected your vessel, that's why you feel that way.
אבל אם אני צריך עכשיו לקבל שזה ממנו,
if I now have to accept that it comes from him,
אני רואה את הקבוצה שלי ואת
if
העשייה,
let's say I look at my group, I see my group, my 10, the whole of Neighborhood making every possible effort, and I can actually ascribe the change in the world. It's really felt like new vessels in the whole world. The world appears to be smaller. Everyone is really in the same feeling, the same thought, and it's closer. So I see that it is our work. Why the next degree is always revealed in a way that is so bad? Is it possible for it to be different? Does it have to be this way and not any other way?
It can't be any other way. The next degree is it's always with a larger ego. You raise yourself on the mountain. And as much as you are closer and closer to the peak, you will feel more and more how the disturbances are more and more severe. You will need to justify them. And as Rabash said,
This the stick.
Yeah, to kiss the stick, for example.
Or the belt.
Or the belt. You'll have to know from all these states that this is correction, that it's all only corrections.
אם קורה לי, ואני מרגיש על עצמי,
If it happens to me and I feel it on myself, I understand it. But the bad that I feel, it's not personally mine. It's not within my personal will to receive that I feel it. I see other people. I see a world that is suffering troubles and pain. It's not about me. Seemingly, it's not really about me.
It's on you if you feel.
But this identification with the general pain, with the general suffering, it's endless. There's endless pains and it never ends. This thing. So from one degree to the next, you're saying it will grow, the manifestation, the appearance of these pains.
Right.
So shouldn't we expect in this world that it will appear nicer before the end of correction, but rather it always becomes worse and worse?
We see that it's worse. I don't think that these blows, what we feel now, are in fact worse than blows that we have seen in the past. But only we are accepting it this way, because we're becoming more sensitive, more demanding. But in truth, the blows themselves can be very, very small even. And if you would compare between them and what you got in the past, there's nothing to compare.
אני יכול מאוד להסכים עם זה, רב, אבל קודם
I
כל
can agree with this very much, Rob, but first of all, the general feeling of people is what determines, not the magnitude of the event.
We see how even the world doesn't want to even get a little blow. Now immediately the world jumps up and what can you do? We accordingly need to develop a system of explanation also for ourselves that everything that we feel is in order to bring ourselves towards correction.
עוד דבר אחד, רב, ברשותך.
One more thing, Rav, with your
אני
permission.
יכול להבין על כל מה שהיה עד היום
I can
בהיסטוריה.
understand with respect to everything that happened so far in history, but there was no Bnei Baruch, and what we are doing now did not exist. Should we expect a change for the better in the whole cascading of these external events? By the very fact that we exist in this reality, if the Creator has brought us to this state and we're doing work now, maybe for the first time in thousands of years, should we expect a change for the better also in the externality?
I don't think so. I think we are still in a state that if externality will be good, we will continue wanting to reach adhesion to the Creator in the same way as without sufferings. We need these blows, no doubt.
Sorry, Rav, I feel how much we're truly advancing out of it, but I come back to the first point. I'm just sharing that it hurts me that we're advancing, that the Creator has to advance us in such a way and not in a good way. It's not clear if there is another way to move this wheel to receive forward. Without this addition, indeed, it would be very difficult to wake up. I see friends who get very much into the work and they devote themselves very much, but does it have to be this way?
I think that now needs to be the time that we need to explain, mainly on the internet, in all languages, how we need to respond to what's happening in our world, in our time between us, that everyone will come closer to this opinion, and by that we will mitigate the situation.